Jared, do you feel like you've just gotten more comfortable as time has passed during the first month of the season?
Yeah, it's just a lot of adjustments for me in terms of defensive intensity. Just know what the coaches want from me in terms of my total play and just you know, reaching my own expectations at that. So it's just been a lot of juggling that and figuring out where the sweet spots are.
How much of an emphasis, like over the first month of the season for you, have you been putting on the defensive end? Has it been mostly about defense?
Yeah, nearly 100%. I mean, like, it's super important because that's how we play. So it's super important for me, especially being an older guy and being a guy who has to lead by example. I got to lead by example in terms of, showing what it takes to adapt to playing defense the way that they need me to play defense, or the coaches need me to play defense. So I've been focusing on that heavily.
Hey Jared, a lot of Aztec fans may not realize last year you were over 40% three-point shooter, so when they see you put up the three, you're not quite sure. Talk about your three-point game and how it's made you so good.
So for a long time, from middle school, I would say I got a touch. My dad used to make me shoot elbow-to-elbow jump shots, and I just kind of was like, the touch is the same. I just got to extend it a little bit. But as time's gone on, I just gotten more comfortable with different realms of the three ball, like off the bounce and just catching and shooting and just, seeing the rim before I put the ball up. So I guess that's the biggest thing that I've learned, just see the rim before I shoot it. And it'll be good and get good balance too.
What did you learn about the team this past week in Las Vegas?
Man, so much. But one thing, we're all resilient. And I think there's not one person on this team that has an ego. And it really shows because it shows how much we're willing to change and grow up in 2 days. It was like we played against an Oregon team and we showed a bit of immature moments late in the game. And then against Houston, it changed. And, the ball's going in for us, but at the same time, I feel like we were together. I feel like we were going as hard as we could on defense. I feel like we were executing on offense very well. So, it shows, the growth shows between 2 games.
How's it feel to be top 25 just a few games into the season?
Personally, I've never been top 25 before. It's a new feeling, but, it's a burning feeling that as easy as it was gained, it can be lost. So, job's not done. It's still an early season, and we still got to keep moving forward.
What did it take playing against Houston? You guys are down 29. Yeah, you're one of the best defensive teams in the country. San Diego State, they really doubled the streets. What did it take down the stretch
sometimes teams go on runs, and it's like you got to huddle up. The 5 that's on the floor, or whether it takes the whole bench, you got to huddle up and really identify what the problem is, and you got to fix it. You got to fix it fast and adapt fast, and I think that's what we're getting really good at is adapting really fast, identifying what the problem is and fixing it. So.
Is it easy or difficult to now turn the page in this basketball? It's like a couple days, but now you go from Las Vegas right into conference play in December. How easy or difficult is it to kind of refocus?
Well, I think the Houston win was super big for us. I think everybody's as focused as we can be right now, and I think, today will show. I mean, we're coming back to a Monday practice with a confidence about us, a swagger about us, and a lock-in that we've had. But, it's like it's on a bigger stage now because we know we have something to lose, but it's not really about knowing that we have something to lose. It's about getting better. So.
Jared, your thoughts about Miles getting named Conference Player of the Week?
Well deserved. We all knew that Miles was that type of player. It's just he had to get healthy and get back on the floor. I mean, some of the plays he makes. I was seeing on Twitter the layup he made, and a lot of people were saying they couldn't stop watching it. And I maybe watched it like 5,000 times on the bus. So, it's great to see him really step out and claim. It's just claiming and taking up space that he deserves. So.
Jared, you guys going from being kind of the hunter, underdogs, 4 straight games, and now you're gonna have a stretch where you're gonna be favored in at least for the next month, every single game. How does that mentality change?
But I've heard a lot of coaches being in positions where they're winning say like, you gotta play your best game every game because your opponent is gonna give you their best, and that's the position we're in, like you said. But I think we just keep that hunter mindset because it's like we're still what we were the game before, and we're facing you now. So it's just we're gonna take a step up, and we're gonna figure out what it takes to, dominate you as well. So we just gotta keep that mindset to keep being a hunter.
The rankings and then the metrics are all over the map with this team, 24 to 60. Do you pay attention to those, and how do you process that?
The best way I can say this is that we're players, and I think that while paying attention to the metrics is good, I think we let the coaches focus on that more so, and let them give us the tidbits that they need to give us to boost those metrics, if that makes sense. So, just letting them break it down for us and what they're wearing film, and they're telling us little things that we can do to be better on defense or make better offensive plays, that'll move our metrics up. It probably will because they're noticing it and they're looking at the numbers all day and they're figuring out, what it takes to beat the next team and make us a better team. So, that's my approach. Just, letting the coach and staff let me know what I need to do or what we need to do in terms of getting better in order to move those metrics up.
Dutch said after the Houston game that he told you, look, you can't just be a one-dimensional player. How did you sort of take that advice and implement it against Houston?
They've been on me about a lot of things, and, I'm hard on myself as well, but it's like one thing, you can't be as one-dimensional because if they take your one trick away, then what do you have? So, you have to be able to crash the glass and rebound. You got to be able to play aggressive in the paint. You got to be able to be a defensive stopper, well, at least in my position, because of my skill set and how my feet are and how I can shoot the ball and my size. It's like I have to be able to do all those things, and I got to put the pressure on myself to stay in shape to be able to do all those things. And I think what Coach Dutch is just telling me is that you have so much room and so much potential to be really good, so why not, take up that space.
And lastly, tell me about the banked in two. It was a 3, then it was a 2, but what did you see there? Why did you shoot that? Were you surprised, how it came out?
It's a bit of a moment where I was just in the zone. I saw the clock. I just want to let everybody know I saw the clock, but I just felt like at the time they weren't really able to guard me on the perimeter, especially with my matchup. Great defensive team in Houston, but I just feel like at the moment I was just too in the zone. And I came off the screen, popped off the screen, boy threw me the ball, and I was like, by any means, I'm gonna make this shot. So I pump faked and I thought I got fouled a little bit, but I just followed through on my shot and made it.
I know you do try to bank shots in and threes. Were you trying to bank that one?
So it was like a game time decision. After I pump faked, I saw that I was leaning, so I just shot at glass.
So you did shoot it?
Yeah, I shot at glass, but it was 50-50, you make or miss, so I just...
Did you guys believe you that you were trying to bank that in?
Well, I work on it, so...
So they know?
Yeah.
You believe them?
No, I don't. I definitely don't, but I think that was the biggest shot of the game for us, so I'm just happy he hit it.
You see him out here, he does bank them.
Oh, no, he definitely does. We definitely do a fair share of banking our threes here and there, but in the moment, I think it was more the fact that he got fouled and was able to just put up a shot. And I think it was a big hit, biggest shot of the game, definitely.
Miles, your thoughts about winning Conference Player of the Week?
It's Monday, so new week.
What was the overall experience like for you playing in Vegas? The 3 points you played, what did you learn about the team?
Nothing that I didn't already know. I think the conclusion after the Houston game was that there's another level of physicality that our team can, bring to each game. And I think that's going to be something that we need to do as a team to just make us the best team possible.
Miles, your thoughts about jumping into the top 25, currently ranked number 24?
I've been here 3 years, and I know a lot of people think that there's a curse behind us being ranked. So I think just got to come in today and be locked in for our Wednesday game and just take it a game at a time.
Now, the fact that AP had you outside of the top 50 up to now, was that a little disrespect to the program?
I wouldn't say disrespect. We have a whole new team, so there's a lot of uncertainty around us. But, we're a Coach Brian Dutcher-led team, so we're always going to be good, and we're always going to get better throughout the year.
Miles, talk a little bit about Farrow and Derek. They really came to play against Houston, where it was more guards coming to play the day before. Talk about their performance.
Yeah, no, they were big for us the whole entire week. Honestly, the Creighton game, you know, a lot of weight was put on their shoulders with the Kalkbrenner scout. You know, we were going to front the post and have a guy over the top, so they executed our scout perfectly against Creighton. You know, it was a team effort against Oregon. You know, you look at the rebounding stats and automatically look at the bigs, but I mean, they did a good job boxing out. I think us guards need to do a better job rebounding down. And then, yeah, no, they just brought the physicality against Houston. We were able to match what they do, and, you know, I think our bigs outplayed their bigs.
What does it take to win on the road in the Mountain West? Your freshman year, that wild game with Fresno State was like
Yeah, that was brought basketball back like 5 years, yeah.
one later in the national championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what does it take to win on the road?
Nah, I think I just got to do a good job being one of the guys that's played in the Mountain West on the road to remind these guys that, you know, nothing's certain. You know, a conference game is basically like a rival game, the way I look at it. You know, the UCSD games, you look at rankings and you're like, okay, Sdsu should win this game. But, I mean, everybody has a pretty good scout on everybody, so you know you're going to be guarded well and every team's going to come to play. So, yeah, no, we're expecting a really good game coming up on Wednesday.
How does the mentality shift from being an underdog in 4 straight games to you're going to be favored and by significant amounts for the next month or so?
I think we're still the underdogs. You know, there's teams that probably are under us right now, probably looking up like this is a perfect chance to be the ranked team. But ego-wise as a team, I don't think we earned anything yet, truly. So we're going to come into every day of practice and work as hard as we can.
How different is it? I don't know how much if you watched the film yet of Fresno State, but I mean, they're the complete opposite of Houston.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the fastest number 2 in the country in tempo. Houston's one of the slowest teams.
Yeah, I mean, we had multiple games to get ready for fast transition. You know, Gonzaga's really good at doing that. Creighton does that very well. So we've had multiple games this year where we were able to prep for a fast-paced offense. So I think just go back to what we learned maybe a week ago and sprint back in transition, build walls and stop the ball.
What would you tell your teammates about playing in Fresno in the St. Mart Center, which is notoriously quiet?
I think that we're going to have to bring a little bit of our own energy, but, you know, we travel well. I'm a Northern California kid, so I have people at that game. I would assume a lot of other people would have some people at that game too. So, you know, we're going to bring energy as a team, and we're going to go get ready to get that done.